we are gonna make a sweet bread filled with pastry cream and coconut on the outside. And making bread, it's a very special thing because bread is one of those foods that it's out there for thousands of years, just like olive oil and salted meat, you know. And always when I make bread or when I have olive oil, I used to think, Jesus ate this food. The noisy appliance of the day is our blender, and we're going to start by blending our liquid ingredients. Warm milk, melted butter, 3 eggs. You should never do this. First you crack your egg in another bowl. And the sugar with salt. We're gonna blend this and put a nice music, of course. And I'm so tired of not syncing my mouth with the music. When I'm editing the video, I realize that every music I decide to sing, my mouth doesn't sing with the music. I either sing too slow or too fast. So today I brought my speakers. I'm gonna simultaneously play the music with the blender, and then my mouth will not get out of sync. Insane. So, ready? Because of the noise of this, but I hope it gets a little better than last time. Pour your liquid mixture in a bowl and add your dry yeast. Make sure your mixture is still warm so it can activate the yeast. Add your flour a little bit at a time, about a cup, because we want to reach a dry consistency so we can start kneading it. Sprinkle some flour in a dry surface and pour your dough over it. Sprinkle some more flour on the top and start working and kneading this dough until this dough is not sticky anymore. And as long as you're smashing this dough against your surface and folding it over itself, you're doing the right thing. So just do a freestyle. For now I only have one hand because the other one is taken by the camera. Now I have 2 hands again, and do your own thing. As I get closer to the desired texture, this dough sticks less and less. So I'm gonna scrape this, add a little bit more flour and keep working with it until it's not sticking to my surface. Do not follow the exact amount of flour that the recipe calls for. You might need more or less. Now my favorite part of kneading. I love to spank the dough. The whole kneading process should not take more than 8 to 10 minutes, okay? By kneading this dough like this, we are actually activating the gluten from the flour. And that's why your dough becomes very stretchy because of the gluten. And kneading is a very important process for your dough to rise. And if perhaps you don't want to knead with your hands, you can definitely use your stand mixer with the, the kneading attachment to it. But I like to feel it. It's really good to feel, so it's easier to feel when your dough is done. We don't want to over knead it. And when your dough feels like postage stick, it's like it sticks just a little bit, like a postage. I just read this in an article and I thought it was super fun. So if it feels like a postage, it's done. So, ding! Do you see all these drips of sweat? That's what a bread makes you. Sprinkle some flour in your pan and give your bread its ball shape. It has to be quite small because it's gonna rise and it's gonna grow while you're baking. This is how you do, because if you try to roll it, it won't work. So you fold itself, always pushing to the bottom, And then you have this perfect, nice little ball. Leave it space between them. Cover it with a clean cloth and let it rise for 30 minutes. Our bread is rising. Meanwhile, we are gonna make our pastry cream. This very versatile cream in the kitchen you can use to fill tarts, breads, anything you want. This pastry cream is great, amazing. And we are gonna combine milk and heavy cream in a saucepan. And we need half vanilla bean cut lengthwise. We only need half, but this other half is gone already. I use for other recipe. So I taught you how to do this before, but you have to scrape all the seeds from the vanilla bean, a lot of seeds. And also add the vanilla bean to add extra flavor. And follow the next steps. Pastry cream. Over medium heat, bring your cream, milk, and vanilla mixture to a boil. Once it starts boiling, turn off your heat, put the lid on your pan, and let it infuse your milk and cream with the vanilla flavor. Meanwhile, we make the egg yolk mixture. Add your egg yolk, sugar, and whisk it until pale yellow. Just like this. Now add your flour and cornstarch and whisk until incorporated. Our vanilla liquid rested a little bit. Now we take the vanilla bean out and we are gonna temper the egg yolk. Very important step in order to don't scramble your eggs. Little bit of your hot liquid to your egg yolk mixture and mix it very well until it cools a little bit. Now you can put it back to your pan with the rest of the liquid. Over medium heat, bring this mixture to a boil, whisking constantly. Once it starts boiling, whisk for 3 more minutes and that's it. Turn off your heat. Transfer your cream to another bowl to start the cooling process. Now we are gonna set our pastry cream, but before we do that, we have to bake our sweet bread. See how big it is? We are gonna bake at 350 for about 25 minutes, but we don't want this brown. We just want a very light color. So be careful, we don't want this brown. Back to the pastry cream. To settle this pastry cream, we have to place it over a nice bath, which is ice, and a bowl. Place it over it. And now you're gonna stir very slowly, peacefully, and patiently until this is cool. Then we can refrigerate it. It's called settling it. Same thing we did with the panna cotta. Once it cools, we are gonna cover with plastic wrap, but don't forget to bring the plastic down and touch the surface of your pastry cream because of the cornstarch. We don't want a skin forming. Our pastry cream is cold, and now you're gonna work with the pastry bread. And now you're gonna work with the pastry bag to fill our sweet breads. So if you never worked with a pastry bag before, you have to put the tip, a filling tip. This one is, I don't know, but I mean something small that can fit inside the bread and then you can pull it out. So we have to fold this like this, okay? Now we hold here. We fill with our cream. Take the air out of this and twist. Now your tip is ready to go. With your paring knife, make a hole in your bread and open some space to welcome the pastry cream. Insert the tip of your pastry bag inside and fill it very carefully until you feel your bread puffed a little bit. Remove the excess that your bread rejected inside him. How could he? Pastry cream. Make sure you do this process when your bread is still warm. Now we have to start working on the outside layer of our sweet bread. Here I have my shredded coconut, right? We're gonna coat the bread with the coconut, but before this we need something to glue the bread, the coconut on the bread. So we have a mixture of condensed milk and coconut milk. Be smart. One wet hand, one dry hand. So dump your bread inside the liquid and coat it with coconut.
O sol já apagou sua luz e o povo lá embaixo espera nas filas dos pontos de ônibus procurando aonde ir.
And always wear gloves when you're dealing with something that won't be cooked anymore. This gets even better on the next day because of the moist from the pastry cream penetrates the dough and also the moist from the outside coat we gave. So next day, it's really moist and nice. Try, right? I wish I had coconut lipstick. Let's do it. I want to open one and show it to you. Nice. Look at this. Yeah. Heaven bread. So this is my super sweet bread filled with pastry cream coated in coconut. I hope you like it and see you next week. Bling! Bling, 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 bling.